Previously on Damien.
There's always been something, like a dark cloud, hanging over me. I've ignored it, I've denied it, but it's always been there.
Damien, I love you. It's all for you. Hic es filius.
I had to translate it. She's saying, "Here's my beloved son, in whom I am well pleased."
You came all the way back from Damascus for this.
It's been a long time.
Sorry, do I know you?
Anne Rutledge.
What exactly is your job?
I suppose it would best be described as the protection business.
Something got me!
What do you want from me?
Answer me!
Your father wanted answers about the beast.
The Antichrist.
He will become the greatest tyrant the world has ever seen. 666. Does that mean anything to you?
Salvanos! Salvanos, Dominus! Vale! Vale, Satana! Vale, Satana! Il vento del magico non miscolati e hostis umane solutis! Humiliare! Suppotenti mano de! Contra mischete fugge invocato al nome santo e terribile nomine! Quem imperi frementi! Ab insidis diabolic, libera nos Domine, Iesus! Te rogamus audimus, Domine. Sanctificetur nos, fiat voluntas tua, in cielo et in terra, cum nostrum quotidianum et nobis sicut et nos indulta sempre, libera nos. Anima Christi, sanctificami. Corpus Christi salvami. Sanguis Christi immergemi. Aquelate Christi lavami. Passio Christi confortami. Santa Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis.
I hear the boy's fine.
He says he doesn't remember anything that happened.
You have saved another soul.
I'm a servant of God. His will be done.
You are needed back in Rome. Immediately.
But I'm supposed to travel to the Philippines. There's a woman there who claims to have the stigmata.
The Cardinal said this cannot wait any longer.
What is it?
The only thing that I know is that I have never seen a man so frightened in my life. You must leave now. You must hurry.
Look at me, Damien. All for you.
You don't call, you don't write, don't shower for 3 days.
I was busy. Spring cleaning.
You look like shit.
You look like an undertaker.
All right, man. Time to get dressed. Gotta get going.
Yeah, you go ahead without me.
You can't skip Kelly's funeral.
Like I said, I'm in the middle of something important.
Last year in Aleppo, you went to that memorial for that pompous Times reporter you hated. Remember? Then there was that army captain in Tripoli. Not to mention spending 2 extra days in Sierra Leone during the whole Ebola outbreak for that boy you barely knew.
His name was Solomon.
Yeah, well, this is Kelly we're talking about.
You think I don't know that?
You need to go.
For what? For closure, to say goodbye?
Yeah, that's what funerals are for.
I can't bullshit with these people about how she died, as if I could even explain.
It is not your fault. All right? Now, you're going to get in that shower, or it's going to be the two of us in there. That, my friend, it's not going to be pretty.
Are you sure it's him?
He's here. We know he's here.
How much time do we have?
Not much.
Okay.
It's one of the 7 daggers of Megiddo. The others are lost. Strike where the heart should be.
You know,
under a rock, I swore I'd never kill another man. This is not a man. If you could have killed Hitler before he unleashed all his horrors on the world, would you have? This is worse. Bless me, Father, for the sin I'm about to commit. I need your blessing so that I know what I'm about to do is right in the eyes of God. Hail Mary, full of grace, our Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Father. Father.
How long's it been?
Not long enough, Marlo.
Yeah, it's good to see you two. Sorry about Kelly. Are you holding up?
Dude, you made it back from Juba.
Hey, man, I have to ride on an army transport. Your tax dollars hard at work.
Well, it's a hell of a turnout.
I'm not surprised.
Coming inside?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just a church, that's all.
Maybe you guys knew Kelly better than I did. I guess we all knew snippets of Kelly. Phi Beta Kappa, humanitarian, crusading journalist out to save the world. She was that voice calling from some far-off place I'd never heard of. From Lagos or wherever in the world she was. She was a teacher, a storyteller. I wanted to be just like her. I did. She was so strong. And she had won a Courage in Journalism award. And it was then that I realized I do not have the slightest clue what my sister's been through or seen. I remember one time she was passing through New York. Up sad boat. So simple. Our world was too small. So she moved on to a new one. And now she's with our Lord, beside him in a place without pain or cruelty. I give thanks and praise to God for Christ's victory over sin and death.
I can't do funerals either. All that, there's a reason for everything, it's part of God's plan. It's hard to stomach. The death of anyone so young and talented is senseless. Period. But they need an out. It's God's will.
A strong believer?
In God? No, not a fan. I heard you were there the night she died, poor thing. You must feel awful you couldn't save her.
How did you know Kelly?
I know a lot of people.
Like my father.
Yes, I learned a great deal from him. And your mother.
You knew my mother, too.
You shot out of there like a bat out of hell?
Yeah, I just needed some air.
Yeah, you and me both, Thorne. Let's get the hell out of here. Go drown our sorrows.
Actually, I'm going back to Simone's to pay our respects.
Great. I'll stop off and pick up a fifth. You coming?
Yeah, of course he is. I stopped counting after 20. There's just too many friends lost.
I can't bring myself to delete the numbers from my contacts. It forces me to remember.
You know, I remember, CC. Shrapnel in my calf here. That's from that air raid in Mogadishu where those 2 BBC reporters were taken out. Gap over my eye here. That's a Molotov cocktail in Colombia when Monica Paredes was hit.
Do you see this scar? Got a kiss and some flying glass in that bombing in Tripoli.
Hey, how about you, Thorne? Or does your hairdresser here hide all your scars for you?
I've been pretty lucky so far.
From what I've heard, you're kind of always in the middle of everything.
Last summer, we were in Kerbala, right? This car bomb took out 16 people. My head was bleeding, my legs were torn up. I mean, people lost their shit. I'll never forget it. There was this kid. He was sitting on the street. Couldn't have been more than 10 years old. His face was torn up. And he was stabbing himself in the gut with a crucifix. Over and over again, like 6 times, before he finally keeled over. Thing's still sticking out of him. Meanwhile, this guy, nothing. It's like weird stuff happens all the time, but never a scratch.
My sister spent her whole life in war zones like that, and she died in a sinkhole.
I gotta get something to eat before I...
Good idea.
Thanks for coming.
I'm sorry I missed the service. I had some fires to put out.
I need to get out of here. New York. Anything interesting coming in?
An assignment? Why don't you take it easy for a couple
I'm
weeks?
fine.
Listen, I've been meaning to give this to you. I've been carrying it around for a couple of days.
55 grand.
For your Damascus photos. There's been a lot of interest in your work.
This is Anne Rutledge. She bought my photo.
A lot of them, actually. She's pretty much taken up the entire library.
Don't worry. Next week, I'm gonna take him to the Caicos. A month of rum and sun is just what this doctor ordered. And when we get back, you're gonna hook us up, maybe with that thing in Pakistan.
We need to talk.
About what?
Anne Rutledge, please. I'm returning a call.
I'm sorry, sir. There's no one here by that name.
Could you check again, please? She left this number.
I don't need to check, sir.
But it's important I talk to her. The name's Damien Thorne.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Thorne.
You're firing us? Did you tell him?
I couldn't.
Jesus, Cece, it's nice timing.
I'm sorry.
Out of all the kids who went through our school, the Baptiste sisters were the brightest, asking questions, pushing to know the truth.
Well, I don't know Simone, but it sounds like Kelly.
It's good that they have the foundation. Simone needs it now. Are you a man of faith?
Anything but.
There's times like these that our faith can serve us well.
To be honest, I was just thinking, given how Kelly died, I wouldn't put my faith in any foundation. Things give way. No rhyme or reason.
That is God's plan.
I've heard a lot about God's plan. Coming wars, plagues, untold suffering. And Jesus swoops down from heaven. We're all delivered from evil. Amen.
The book of Revelation was written for the faithful during a time of persecution. It is meant to inspire us, to keep us going no matter what we suffer. At the end, God will save us.
I just don't buy it. Look around. If God did exist, then he's timeless, right?
Right.
So what's he waiting for? Why doesn't he save us now? Why didn't he save Kelly? And she was reporting on atrocities all around the world. Forced starvation, slavery, rape being used as a political weapon. She was helping those working against suffering, and God kills her in a parking lot. It's unacceptable. And he should do better. I'm supposed to accept some mythological ideology from 2,000 years ago that's all meant to mean something. It's all part of some divine plan. I'm sorry, Father. That's not good enough. It's a cruel joke. If God's the one telling it, then he's a sadistic prick. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Darkness. The darkness is coming. The darkness is coming.
What did you say?
Stay away. Stay away.
Oh, please, leave it, really.
Hey, listen, what Damien said, he didn't mean it.
Well, it sure sounded like it.
Yeah, well, he's a mess, you know. I practically had to drag him out of his apartment today.
So he's got you to follow him around and clean up his messes.
Yeah, I'm good at it. Listen, I thought you were great today. You're strong for your family, for everybody. I know how it is.
Thanks.
Look, I can give you my number, if you have more dirty dishes or you need a shoulder to cry on.
Okay. Okay. I will get a pen.
What is it?
It's Kelly's bag.
Darkness is coming.
Who are you? Who sent you? You just kill yourself!
Who will acknowledge his name in the presence of my Father and his angels.
What is it?
I have no idea.
Let me see. She must have been working on some kind of religious story.
Okay, so we can all move down the line. Tim over there.
Mr. Thorne. Detective James Shay, you must be pretty shaken up. You okay to talk?
Oh, I'm fine.
That's good to hear. Hell of a way to go, huh? Witnesses said this guy attacked you?
Yeah, he was following me.
Really?
I saw him earlier. He was, again, here. Then he attacked me with a knife.
We haven't found any knife.
There was definitely a knife. It was just been thrown somewhere when he got hit.
Where did you see him earlier today?
My friend's funeral.
Your friend died. Sorry to hear that. How'd he go?
She.
Your girlfriend?
No.
Oh. Like I said, my condolences. Was she sick?
No, why?
I imagine she was a young girl. I'm just curious as to her cause of death.
What does that have to do with any of this?
It's just a question.
It was an accident.
2 accidents in the past few days. Pretty weird. Like this one. You're lucky you weren't killed too.
Yeah, that's me. Real lucky.
Ma'am, you need to stay behind the tape.
Detective Shay. I'm Anne Rutledge, Mr. Thorne's counsel.
You're not charged with anything. Why do you need a lawyer?
I need to get Mr. Thorne home. He's clearly had a traumatic experience here.
Yeah, we're done. For now. I'm sure I'll have more questions tomorrow.
Absolutely.
You're free to go.
Thank you.
But she's Syrian. How does she know him? She sounds American.
He's been freaked out ever since that riot.
It's all for you.
What does she mean it's all for him?
I'm fine, really. Thank you.
Not exactly the safest neighborhood. We own some corporate apartments for visiting guests, things like that. Let me put you up in one.
That's not necessary. It's just some psycho on the street. It's over.
You said he had a knife. Did you see what it looked like?
Kind of crude. Like an artifact.
Any figures carved on the handle?
It was coming at me kind of fast. You'll forgive me for not admiring the craftsmanship. Why would you ask? How did you even know something was happening in the first place?
Because I've been watching you.
What do you mean?
I know you've just met me. But the truth is, you're very important to me, Damien. You have been for a long time. I wasn't at that funeral today because I knew that girl. I was there for you.
The other day when we met, that was planned too? Why? What do you want?
You'll have all the answers in time, I promise.
No, I'll have the answers now. Did you even know my father?
Yes, I met him in London. I was working in the economic policy unit at the American Embassy when he was ambassador.
And?
We worked very closely together.
You had an affair.
Oh, God, no. He adored your mother.
I barely remember her.
It was such a shame she had to die so young. It absolutely devastated your father. And then to have his own tragedy immediately after. We were so concerned. We all rallied around you.
Who? Rallied how?
So much pain, so young. I always wondered if you were able to do it because...
Because...
they weren't your real parents. You were adopted.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. in Rome, the night you were born. Your real mother died. Catherine gave birth that same night, but her baby died too. A priest approached your father and convinced him to take you in. She never knew the truth.
How do you know this?
I know it's a lot to take in. But it's time you finally know the true circumstances of your birth. Who you are. I'll tell you everything you want to know. Who that man was who tried to kill you. Why your parents died. Why there's so much death around you. Why you couldn't save Kelly. You want answers? Come with me.
How are we doing on his ID?
No wallet, but we ran a cell phone. Herman Soroyan, 24, graduate student, upstate, religious studies, no priors.
Any chance it wasn't an accident?
Not sure how it could be anything else.
It's too weird. It doesn't add up.
Before you head off, let me get another look at those tattoos. Detective needs to see. Check this out. He's got identical tattoos on his forearms.
PX. Some kind of gang markings?
It's a Christogram. I Googled it.
Is he part of some kind of cult or something?
Not anymore.
I'm sure you could use a drink.
Why are you collecting my work?
I like photographs that make us uncomfortable.
It's a bit obsessive.
You're not the world's only photographer, you know. You're in good company. This is one of my favorites. The day after the storm.
Why'd you start now?
It made quite an impression.
That's putting it mildly.
No one really wants to look in the mirror. Facing the harsh truths of this world isn't for the weak.
Why am I here?
I'm worried about you. The man that tried to kill you. He had one of these, didn't he? Come with me. fear, little one. I am here to protect thee. Welcome home, Damien.